What's up, guys? Jacob here, JK Productions, and we know that Aaron Rodgers is all but likely going to be going to the New York Jets. The Jets and the Packers have been talking now for 1 or 2 weeks. Aaron Rodgers emerged from his darkness trip, whatever he did with that, and all signs point towards him going to the New York Jets. And now we see some guys he's familiar with going to the New York Jets. Firstly, that Nathaniel Hackett joined the New York Jets as offensive coordinator. He did have the worst offense in the league last year as the Denver Broncos head coach, but he's going to be going and being the offensive coordinator for the Jets. We've seen Alan Lazard. Looks like he's going to be signing, as well as Randall Cobb might also be on the radar for the New York Jets to bring in to try to entice Aaron Rodgers. Everything feels like it's done, but it's clearly not done, and there's something to be talked about. There's clearly something that's still going on to make Aaron Rodgers not a member of the New York Jets. And there's definitely a couple possibilities. And I think this is the most funny one. I'm a Miami Dolphins fan. I'm kind of hopeful this is the case. Aaron Rodgers is embarrassed about the idea of becoming a New York Jet. We saw last year with Tyreek Hill, how he decided to come down to the Miami Dolphins and he kind of laughed at the idea of going to the Jets. New York Jets are obviously for a long time now have been one of the laughing stocks of the league. They're the last team, the furthest team since making the playoffs all the way back in 2010. It's 13 years later since they made the playoffs at all. Many players we've seen avoid going to the Jets because again, they're just the Jets. They just find a way to get in their way, find a way to shoot themselves in the foot. Last year had a promising season, lose Brees Hall, and then the season completely wipes from underneath them, and they finish where they finish. I wouldn't be surprised if, yes, Aaron Rodgers does end up a Jet, and yes, eventually he is okay with it, which he said he's okay with it, but I don't think he's proud of it. I don't think he's proud to be going to the New York Jets. They're a franchise that doesn't have a lot of self-respect, that does not have a lot of history, and yes, it's a good situation, but it is just the Jets. Option number two, the teams truly haven't come to an agreement yet, which I don't understand how that could be the case. I'm going to compare it to the Jalen Ramsey situation with Miami Dolphins, although it is a little bit different. Jalen Ramsey, Miami Dolphins, Los Angeles Rams were able to get that deal done really in a span of a few days, from what it sounds like. It sounds like once the Rams decided they were going to move on, they talked to a few different teams, and the Miami Dolphins and Jalen Ramsey, there was definitely a love there. Jalen Ramsey said, literally thanking the Lord that he ends up down in Miami. So that deal got done maybe a little expedited because of how much Jalen wanted to come specifically to Miami. But now with this situation with Aaron Rodgers, the New York Jets, the Green Bay Packers, you'd assume, since so many teams are not going to be in the running, so he already said he's not going to the Raiders, and they don't want to trade him within the conference. So the Commanders, the Panthers, the Falcons are all eliminated. So you look at the AFC and how many teams realistically have a shot of getting him that need him. Again, the Raiders already said no. Tennessee Titans seem to be going in the complete opposite direction, going in a rebuild. Texans going to draft a young quarterback. Titans, that's a team that makes sense, but again, they're going towards a rebuild. It's really just the Jets. So I don't see how the negotiating, when there's really nobody else to bid with, is taking so long. So I don't believe it's an issue in the bidding. Is he going to retire? Is that something that still Aaron is considering? Is he still considering retirement? I mean, the deal's not done. He's got to be, there's got to be something going on. I don't know exactly what it is. I'm here as kind of like an open question to the world. What's going on with the Aaron Rodgers situation? Because I truly believe that he's still going to end up a New York Jet. I think when it's all said and done, Aaron Rodgers is going to be in green for the New York Jets, not for the Green Bay Packers. He's going to be wearing green for the New York Jets. I think that is still going to happen. It is just so odd that it is not done yet. I think he is a little bit embarrassed about the fact that he's going to the New York Jets. Aaron Rodgers clearly thinks very highly of himself. He has that aura of him that he takes himself very serious, and he is very much in control of the situation as to where he goes. And he has said basically he's okay with being a Jet. But is anybody really okay with being a Jet? Again, the history they've had, the failures they've had over the years, nobody's first choice is to be a New York Jet. I think he probably wishes Miami would have gotten interested in him, because you look at all that Miami has done recently, the building they've done, they made the playoffs, the weapons they would have around him. I don't know how they would pay him, especially after paying Jalen Ramsey the deal that they just did. I don't know how that would be possible. But maybe, just maybe, he's hoping another team comes forward that he doesn't have to go to the Jets. I don't know. Maybe by the time this video is done with, I'm going to check my phone. I'm going to be editing this. He ends up on the Jets. Who knows? It just is a little suspicious, a little interesting that this hasn't got done yet. We see now Lamar is like laughing and saying, like, on Twitter, completely aside from this, that he's saying 133 million, 3 years guaranteed, fully guaranteed. And who says I need an agent? Huh? Is Lamar Jackson about to sign a place? Am I about to have to re-record after this? I mean, I am a Dolphins fan, but I also very much like the Ravens, so I hope he stays with the Ravens. But that's gonna be something interesting to see. You have a couple quarterbacks that are going to be on the move potentially. I do think Aaron Rodgers eventually becomes a Jet. It's just a little interesting to pay attention and notice. Hasn't happened yet. Will it? Will it not? Do you think he's going to end up a Jet? Do you think it's all going to sort itself out? Or do you think there's something else going on? Retirement, another team? Let me know what you think down below. Like, subscribe. Thank you all very much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Take care, everybody.